Hey, welcome back for video number 3. As always, your joke of the day. So I'm curious, do you guys know where penguins keep their money? In snowbanks. So as always, take it in. But now we get back to personal finance. So today's goal is to talk about transportation and insurance for renting and for your vehicle as well. But the first thing you need to do is you need to buy a vehicle. Now, it's up to you if you want to buy or lease. A lease is, in a way, it's kind of like you're renting the car. You get to have it for whatever terms you come up with, whether it's 3 years or 36,000 miles, whatever comes first. But one of the big differences is a lease, it might cost less money per month, but you have to return the vehicle. Where if you buy, like me, for example, I will never lease a vehicle. I'll always buy one, and I will drive it for as long as possible until it needs to have $20,000 of things done to it. Now, that's not like brakes, get those done, but I'll have it for 10, 15 years if I can, and when I go to sell it, it only gives me back $1,000. But my idea is I don't want to pay interest. I want to own whatever I'm purchasing. So that's going to be kind of the difference there. But for this exercise here, you can buy or lease a vehicle. It's completely up to you. Now, there's a couple different ways you can look up this information. Now, you can just go to like a Bizman or something like that. I know a lot of you are familiar with that website to look for cars to purchase. Now, if you're buying a car for this exercise, you're going to have to get a loan, and I'll talk about that in the next process. But say, for example, you want to go to a dealership. So all I did was I went on Google. I typed in car dealerships in Bismarck, North Dakota. So the first one that came up was a Chevy dealership, and I selected this vehicle. Which most of your dealership websites are going to look pretty similar to this here. Now you can see the vehicle. You can go through. You can look at the different images, the different pictures. Over here, you can see the miles, the wheels, the stock number, VIN number, all that type of thing. But the one thing to pay attention to is going to be this payment calculator, because you're going to have to figure out how much money you are going to be spending per month on the vehicle. So selling price here, we can see it's $41,496. It's up to you to kind of play around with this over here on the right with these in terms of months. Now, if you want to get a loan and you want to just be really aggressive with it and pay it off as fast as possible, this is going to be your golden ticket. If you want to pay it off in a year, this is what you're going to be paying per month. Now, if you want to extend it, you can. Now, you can see it's less money per month, but if you pay it off in 84 months versus 12 months, yeah, the price is going to be substantially different, but you're going to be paying a lot more money in interest. So most people I talk to when they buy a vehicle, if they do get a loan, they get either the 60 or 72 months. Now, my idea, what I would always try to do is try to get the 60 or 72 one. You can pay this minimum every single month, and then if there's a month where you just want to attack the principal, you can give extra money on it if you want to. And then with it as well, you can pay it off early. So if you do a 72 month, that doesn't mean you pay it for 72 months. If you do the 72 month and you win the lottery, hey, I'm rich, awesome for you, and you pay it off right away, that's just less interest that you are going to be spending money on. So that's going to be if you're going to be buying a vehicle on a dealership. They all have these payment calculators on there. Now, if you're going on a different website and you are not going to be on a dealership where they have the specific amount, all you got to do is just Google car loan calculator. So loan amount, say if it's a $25,000 car, again, you can kind of play around with the months. Here's the 60, here's what the 72 is going to cost you in terms of months, but make sure you're figuring out what that's going to be and then what your monthly payment is actually going to entail. So things you have to include on there: the name and model of the vehicle. Why did you choose that specific vehicle? That's completely up to you. What would be the benefit of buying a 2020 vehicle versus a 2010 vehicle? Include those types of things on there. So that's going to be for number 3. Now, number 4, some people have struggled with. That's going to be your insurance. Now, couple of ways you can do this. If you already own a vehicle, you can use that one, but make sure you are still putting the monthly payment in there. You can't just say, well, I own a vehicle, so I'm putting $0. You have to have some form of money going to that vehicle. But when you, what people have struggled with is to find an insurance company that's going to tell them how much the vehicle costs. A lot of times when I first started doing this project, I could go to like a State Farm or Progressive and just type in everything, and it would tell me how much it's going to cost. Nowadays, they want your phone number. They want to be able to reach out to you. Now, if you want to do that, that's fine. It's 100%. It's not recommended. So you can just type in like average insurance cost of a 2018 Chevy Silverado or something along those lines. And then put that there. What's listed? Is it going to be full coverage? Is it going to be just liability? What the monthly cost on average is going to be, and include that on there. And do the same thing for renter's insurance. Now, renter's insurance, it's a great idea to have this. A lot of people think, I don't need renter's insurance. Nothing's going to happen to this apartment. But what happens, unfortunately, is if your apartment catches fire or somebody breaks into your apartment, renter's insurance can provide money for you. I actually saved money on my car insurance when I first got renter's insurance. They bundled the car and renters together, and I ended up saving about 15% on everything, so it made my actual insurance much cheaper. But what you have to do once you figure out all that information, again, you scroll down to the bottom and add that on there. What's your vehicle cost per month? What's your vehicle insurance rate per month? What's your renter's insurance? Again, if you're renting, make sure to include that on there. If you're purchasing a home, you do not have to add that on there. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Just make sure you go in one of those two options.